Hello, dear sister. I'm coming to you live from the park because I have not been able to do a video for this week yet. And today was a perfect window right now that my husband was taking my son to the park for a bike ride, but my son really wanted me to go. And he just likes me to be around. So I have to honor his feelings. And I said, he's like, you can come if you want to, but I know he really wanted me to come. And I'm like, you know, honey, life is about good communication, and tell me you want to go and we'll make it work. And he said, I want you to go. So I said, how about if I do my video in the park? Because I don't have a bike right now. And so the guys are biking, and so I would just sit anyways. So he said, yes, Mom, that's great. So there we go. There's always a way to figure things out, figure outable, if all the parties and the people are willing to figure it out together and compromise. Relationships are about everybody willing to work in the relationship, right? So anyways, hello, here I am coming to you from the park, my neighborhood park. I really want to focus in today on the solstice energies that are coming in. I'm so excited about tomorrow, about what's coming, what's aligning in the stars. Now I want you to understand something. The planets, what we think it's outside out there, it's not. It's inside ourselves. All the planets are within us. And that's something to sit with and really understand what that really means. You know, when we're talking about astrology and we're talking about, you know, your sun is in this planet, it means, you know, these are the archetypes, these are the frequencies that come with you, blah, blah. It's all about your internal state and your inner self, projecting that out into reality and then materializing and experiencing that reality that you're projecting from within. So tomorrow is probably the most powerful and important day of this year. Okay, what's happening out there, which is really inside, the alignment of the astros, of the energetics, on a multi-dimensional level, is so powerful. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a couple of things. There's going to be so much radiance coming in from the cosmos, so much radiance just dropping into our reality. And if you have an open heart to receive, and you're willing to be open to receiving this, it could be one of the most powerful things, because our heart is the most magnetic force in the universe, in this virtual universe. So to be able to work it, to open it up, to receive even more high frequency magnetism, to project out, it is a gift. Now, that being said, you know, the people that have not yet really done lots of work on mastering their mind and are still in the chaotic, limiting programming, it's going to be intense for you all. It's going to be intense. These high frequency energies are best and well received when you are open in a clear channel, when you have released and freed yourself from the enslavement and addiction to these thoughts, to the patterns, the emotional conditionings that come in to your body via the repetition of these thought patterns that are irrational, outdated, limiting, old, not even yours, inherited from parents or whatever, your ancestors, the collective, whichever one it is, it's just not serving you, okay? So if it's not serving you, if it's not empowering you, and it's enslaving you into the reality rather than free you, then absolutely is not going to be, it can get really chaotic in your body with the emotions that are all just sitting there within, right? But it is also a great time to release all this. So those of you who are in that plane of existence, in that dimension, it's an amazing opportunity for you to release all that, free yourself from that, transmute it, just let it go, let it go. And those of you who have done that work, those of you who are ready to embody higher frequencies within yourself, as well as open up your heart to receive, which is a big key element to embodying the divine feminine, receiving, allowing yourself to receive like a divine being that you are. For those of you who can open up their hearts, activate it even more, receive the radiance, high frequency vibrations and data streams, the information that will be just available to us, accessible, downloadable, embeddable to us in our heart center. Oh, that is gonna be just powerful magic. Powerful magic, powerful magic. So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm so excited. What I'm doing tomorrow, such a divine alignment for me. It's been flowing so just revealing, so clear, and so divinely orchestrated that my husband has a day off, and Wesley Ocean, my son, who is absolutely our best guide ever, as we are to him, proposed for us to go to Ojai and spend the day there in the mountains and receive all the cosmic alignment in there, in nature. And we're gonna stay there for a night. And of course, my husband and I, in divine partnership, anytime we get a chance to have an unplanned adventure, we are the first, as one, united together, to be like, let's go, we're in it. And we just make it happen, we just make it work. We just, it's not a big deal, let's go for it. So, and for us to be in Trinity, together, in unity, in such a powerful day in nature is truly a blessing, and I'm so grateful. And this is when you're in divine partnership, things happen just so intuitively and divinely aligned. You sometimes don't even need to know what's going on in the astros or anything like that, because you're so tapped in within yourself, because you are the astros. So if you're tapped in within, you flowingly and naturally go with, you know where to go, because you follow your body, you follow your intuition. And children like my son, he's so intuitive, and he has such a beautiful and amazing intelligence, divine intelligence, that it is so wonderful to take his cues and his lead and let him lead all of us into ourselves as well. And so it's just so amazing to be able to experience that dynamic, that synergy in a family unit, in harmony and love of the divine partnership that's within the entire nucleus that we call family. So that's that. Next thing I want to talk about is, somebody asked me the other day, and I thought it was really powerful, especially because of what's happening right now, just releasing all the inherited beliefs and just being so heart-centered, tuning into your truth, into yourself, validating your own self, into your essence and all of that. So a question was, what does self-love look like? How can I begin to embody self-love? And I'm going to give you a very holistic, tangible perspective and practices you can do to embody self-love and to understand what it looks like, okay? Before I begin there, I want to make a point that the divine feminine is not about just a feminine energy, okay? The divine feminine is about uniting the feminine and the masculine. It's about unity. That is the essence of the divine feminine. So when we're embodying the divine feminine, it's really about creating sacred union within ourselves. It's about uniting and balancing all of our forces, the feminine, the masculine, and becoming whole ourselves. And this is the basis, the foundation of divine partnership. It's about that marriage within yourself first. It's about creating that foundation of sacred union with yourself, with your divine feminine and your divine masculine coming in as one. And then you are ready to experience that divine partnership with another person, another avatar, another source player. Okay? So all that, laying down that foundation, which by the way, it is such an amazing opportunity. Again, I will reiterate and reinforce the fact that this solstice is an amazing foundation, or the perfect atmosphere created to begin that embodiment and awaken the divine feminine. Begin that path of unity and merger within yourself. When I say validate yourself, and this full moon in Sagittarius that just passed, it was really all about that validation, that personal validation, validating yourself, which really means that we could have all this knowledge about many, many, many things, but what the moon in Sagittarius was really asking of us is, okay, you've got this knowledge, now apply it to your own life, experience it for yourself on a personal level, and then get your results to validate your knowledge. You validate your knowledge as experience, which then returns through the experience, turns into wisdom, okay? And that's how you validate yourself. So I know I said that at the beginning and I didn't really come through with it, so I'm just kind of closing the circle on that. This is really important now coming this the solstice. Another thing that you could be doing in your path to unifying yourself as a whole, in your essence, tuning into consciousness. Okay, so back to self-love. What does it look like? Okay, everything is holistic, first of all. And when it comes to self-love is also a very holistic process into embodying self-love. So what does it look like? What it looks like is, first of all, you know that you have this avatar as your physical body, right? It's the closest in tune, connected to consciousness, your true self. And in another video, I'll explain to you exactly why. But you got your body, you've got an emotional body, right? And you have a mental body. These are different dimensions of existence, different dimensions, planes, if you will, planes of existence within your whole being, right? Because that's why you're a multidimensional being, different dimensions. And all of it is all, you're linked to all of it. But when it comes to self-love, you really need to know yourself. You really need to understand how you work, what you need. So for example, what does your emotional body need in order to thrive? What does your mind need in order to thrive? What does your body need in order to thrive? Okay? In order to really thrive. Think of it like this for a second. I'm gonna cut a little side note here. Imagine that, if you don't already, imagine that you have a daughter, right? You want to give her, or a son, you know, a child, but you know, the reason why I say daughter is because there's a reason why. I want you to see yourself, you nurturing your own self. So if you have a daughter, you want the best for her, right? You want to give her the best. You want to see her the happiest. You want to see her experiencing the best of the best. Now, and you care for her in the best way, correct? From the best food for your body, to emotional support, to psychological understanding and support. Now, of course, a lot of people are not even awakened to that for themselves, therefore they can't even give that to anybody else. Again, and something to keep in mind is that people only love other people at their level of consciousness. People only love or are capable or know how to love other people at their own level of consciousness. Okay? So when you're expecting somebody to love you the way that you know how to love and the way that you know how to receive love and the way you envision love, you have to consider the fact that the other person may be at a different level of consciousness, therefore will only love you at their level of consciousness. So keep that in mind. That's like a little side note, another video going to depth on that. Okay? All right. So you give your daughter the best. You've got to see yourself as that. I always see my body with my trillions of cells in my body as they're my children. And I have to provide. Each of them have their own consciousness. And I have to provide for them the best of the best. Not just food, the best, but also movement, right? They need that oxygen. My cells in my neurons, in my brain, need that mitochondrial oxygen. They need that oxygen. So they have to provide that in order to thrive. My emotions, right? For example, I know a girl who she is so sensitive, and she's in a very vulnerable stage where ideas can be pretty easily incepted in her mind when it comes to love. So if emotionally or psychologically you are in a very vulnerable stage of your life, then the way you care for it or for yourself and your emotions and your psyche is where are you putting yourself around? Like what atmosphere, friends, people, where are you putting yourself in? Do you have boundaries? Are you around the people that will incept you ideas that won't serve you and you're too sensitive to be around that? You got to put yourself in places, situations that will cater to your empowerment, not to your demise, right? And if there are people in your life or places that, you know, for a long time you've been a part of, you've gone to or whatever, but they're not really supporting your emotional stability or your psychological empowerment, your psychological wellness, then self-love is take yourself out of there. Don't be there. Self-love is feed your body what it needs to thrive. Self-love is give your body, like you take your dog out, right? Why? Because he needs to run. Take your body into movement. It needs it. Take your body into breath work. It needs the oxygen. Do the things. That's self-love. You know, toxic relationships, cut them, end them. It's not empowering. It's not good for you. It's not healthy for you. And respect is a big part of self-love, because when you respect yourself, you have the courage to make the decisions in your life, the choices in your life that actually support making those acts of self-love, even though they are hard sometimes. Hard to say bye to a friendship or bye to a relationship. But sometimes it's necessary because it will be the end of us. And so you've got to really, it'll bring us down. And it is not the right place for us to be. We've got to care for ourselves. We've got to care for our emotions. We've got to care for our psyche. We've got to care and nurture and mother our very own selves in every way, multidimensionally, okay? It doesn't stop at my mother was my mother and mothered me. In some cases, you know, the mothering wasn't, you know, the most empowering. It doesn't matter. It's not about pointing the finger and judging anybody. There is no judgment here. The only thing to do here, no matter what happened to you in your childhood or whatever, present moment, the only thing is to pick up yourself and do it unto you. Do what you need to do. Heal yourself, care for yourself, love yourself, meaning do all those things that need to be done. Know yourself so that you can be in a place where you just can restore yourself. You have the environment to restore yourself, connect, tune into consciousness, and rise. How can you rise? Well, you're constantly being pulled down in a pool, in water. You're just, you gotta take yourself to a different pool where there's nobody beneath you pulling you down, okay? And that is self-love. That is self-respect, because you are caring for yourself. Who does that for you? It's nobody's responsibility to do that for you, but you do that to yourself. You do that for yourself. Okay? That is the beginning, the very starting point into self-love, into sacred union. Okay? The divine feminine, embodying it. How can we speak of embodying our divinity, right? While we are not loving ourselves or knowing ourselves in every facet. Once you know yourself, you know what your boundaries can be. You know what you can handle. You know what you're not ready to handle. What you're not ready to handle, because it takes time, like a Jedi. You've got to go through training. You've got to get better and better. You've got to get stronger and stronger. But in which environments, and I'm not just talking about home, work, friend, I'm talking about your physical environment, your body, your avatar as well. In which environment do you thrive? You know how many times I've changed my diet? Just to get to know myself and see where my body thrives the best. And I'm constantly changing. I'm constantly evolving. So I constantly got to change everything. The way I eat, the way that I, my lifestyle, my spiritual practice, my language. I'm constantly changing my language. I practice something with my son as part of our homeschool, unschool lessons that is called conscious language. I kind of came up with it myself. Conscious language, where we really watch each other in certain words to say and not to include in our verbiage, pushing ourselves to speak so highly and divinely of the world we live in as well as ourselves, because sound is power, it's magic, and it creates your reality at the same time that you use your thought, your heart, your feelings, and your behavior, okay? Your movement, your actions, right? So all of that is so powerful. You got to monitor what you're saying. Be done saying things that have really dense frequency and energies that bring you down. So, hi, cutie! Hi. So one of the last things I want to share with you today on this beautiful day, beautiful to me is like the beginning of the weekend, is that because people want to be loved and you want to experience love, and any multiple ways to experience love in this avatar that we call human experience, right? You want to be seen. You want to be loved. But keep this in mind. People can only see what you've got within you if they've got it within themselves. They cannot see your greatness if they don't have that greatness within themselves. So you've got to keep that, because we're all projections of reality, all mirrors. So if you want to be seen by somebody and that person does not see you in all your glory and your colors and your hues and your divinity and your greatness, it's because that person doesn't have that within themselves. Expecting for someone to see you has everything to do with knowing and understanding the fact that people only see what they have within themselves. This is so brilliantly important to sit with and understand. When you find a person that doesn't see you, this person will not ever see you, because the person is a different frequency on the inside and it's not a match. But when you find a person that sees you, it's because what's within you is reflected onto them, and vice versa. They can see that divinity, that greatness, that amazingness, that heart, that everything, because that's within themselves as well. Okay? That's powerful. That's powerful. So that is your match. That you'll always be seen, you'll always be understood. You see? So it's really, really important to have that level of understanding when it comes to relationships, when it comes to divine partnership, when it comes to coupling up with somebody else and expecting to be seen by everybody. It doesn't work like that. You will only be seen by the beings, the people, the consciousness that have acquired the same data stream that you have within yourself. That's it. This is what I call visual math. It's simple math. It's energetic mathematics. It checks out all the time. It checks out all the time. It's amazing. That's why you can't make anyone love you, because it doesn't work like that. People only love at their level of consciousness. And if they have a particular level of consciousness where they don't even know how to love themselves, how can you expect them to love you? They don't know love. So these are all things really important to keep in mind and keep in your heart and keep in your understanding of your consciousness. The last thing that I will say about the solstice is, please, if you get a chance, whether it's tomorrow at 11 o'clock Los Angeles time, Pacific time, that the alignment is happening, the portals are opening, or whether the next day or that same day later on, if you can, tune into yourself. It doesn't matter really, if you're in nature, amazing. But wherever you are, take a moment to yourself, because everything we see outside of ourselves, it's really within. The kingdom within. The kingdom of heaven is right here. The kingdom of heaven is right here. Holy Spirit is right here. Everything, the stars, the planets, it's all right here within ourselves. The illusion, that butterfly, monarch butterfly. Transformation, butterfly. Yes, 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 so be it, so it is. It's all within ourselves. Cells, consciousness. We'll talk about that another time. And so tune into yourself, right? Close your eyes if you can, like just to lower the noise of the senses, okay? Do some breath work and just visualize yourself opening up your heart center. If it's not already open, just open it maybe a little bit more forward and in the back, and just open yourself. The intention or the intent is opening up yourself. I'm open to receive the radiance of the cosmic universe, of this and beyond. I'm open to receive the light, the high frequency data stream information straight from source. I'm open to that and receive it. Just receive it there for a while. Receive this high frequency energy, and what it is just data. It's data, high frequency data that will illuminate your mind. It will illuminate your body. It will illuminate your reality, so that you can see life with a wider lens and perceive life with a global, greater vision of reality, more clear, truthful vision of reality in yourself, so that you could be free from the illusion of reality. You could be free from your mind. You can be free from holding yourself back from your own essence and expressing that essence into reality, into your body, feeling all of that being all of you and feeling safe and excited and clear to be that, to express that, to live that, to embody your consciousness within your body and live this human experience as a divine being that you are. This is where it's at. This is where it's at. And of course, the solstice is a big part. It's all about purpose and soul mission, and you can find that in your North Node, where it's landing. I'm sure you can Google it on the internet, and you can find it. Your North Node in your astrological chart. Where is it landing on the solstice? That's where you need to focus your work at. And you know, there's multiple things also that you can do, that I'm sure you can Google and find amazing articles and videos on YouTube about it. So, dearest divine source player, brother and sister and brother, may you have an amazing solstice. Stand for your freedom. Release the past. Release what no longer serves you, and embody your true self, your essence, consciousness, your divine self. And I'll see you next time.